So, in recent years, we have witnessed a remarkable transformation of the Athens Riviera, driven by strong investment activity that has highlighted its potential as a high-end destination with a focus on the hospitality segment. A prime example is, of course, the fine venue we're here today, the nearby one and only Aesthesis, the Astir for Four Seasons, the upcoming redevelopment of the Alimos Marina, and numerous residential real estate projects that are transforming the coastal front of the city. Of course, the landmark Ellinikon project will add to the existing stock high-specification commercial real estate, ranging from offices, retail venues, education, R&D facilities, and of course, modern infrastructure that will further enrich the Riviera's multifunctional character. Today, we'll have the opportunity to hear from our esteemed panelists, all of whom are engaged in the area, as they will share their views on the development prospects of the Athens Riviera, the emerging opportunities, and the challenges that must be addressed to ensure long-term value. I would like to start the discussion with a focus on the residential real estate market, as it is a key driver of investment activity in the Athens Riviera, appealing to both local and international investors and, of course, end buyers. Mr. Mourkakos, you are actively engaged in the development of high-end residential real estate in the Athens Riviera. What is your view regarding the short, medium, and longer-term prospects of the luxury residential real estate market segment? Also, what conditions and steps need to be met and performed to support a long-term and sustainable development of this market?
First of all, thank you so much for having us here today.
My pleasure.
And thank you for this question. As you very well know, the market, the luxury property market in Greece and Athens Riviera in particular, has flourished since the end of the pandemic era. Mainly driven from demand coming from the US, the Middle East, taking advantage also of the Golden Visa program, from Central, West and East Europe, and also from Greek expatriates coming back to the country and taking advantage also of the non-dom visa program. However, today is a bit different. High-end buyers have, I would say, a more holistic approach of the destination. They're looking into not just the properties, not just about square meters and sea views, but they're also looking into a turnkey lifestyle experience. They're interested in properties that combine architectural identity, services, well-spoke amenities, in order to ensure well-being, safety, and privacy. The future, I'm very optimistic about the future. Athens, Riviera, and Greece have a strong and exceptional cultural and natural heritage. So the demand is here and very strong. However, things have to be done in order to maintain the future. We have to provide visibility and predictability to the local real estate market. The real estate market, always seeks for a stable political environment, for a sound long-term economical growth, for a healthy banking system, and for a transparent legal framework. So we have to ensure, for sure, legal certainty.
Okay. Thank you very much for your perspective. I would like to move the discussion to the commercial real estate market segment of the Athens Riviera. Yannis, you as a real estate advisor, you have been engaged in numerous projects related to commercial real estate in Greece, of course, but also in the Athens Riviera.
Firstly, I want to thank also Ioanna and her team for an amazing second in a row event, which will be an institution in the next years. and I'm very glad to be here with all of you. When we're discussing about Athens Riviera, nobody came across in the first place to commercial real estate. Everyone is discussing about hospitality, first of all, high-end resi, and so on. But for us, this Riviera could be a very good opportunity to enhance also the commercial aspect of the business. When we're discussing about commercial real estate, we're discussing mostly about office and retail in the subject area of Athens Riviera. Beginning with the offices, I had to say that we will not see the increased demand we expected to see because of the improvement of the infrastructure, because of the highly recognized Ellinikon project and the new roads that could connect the southern of Athens with the center and the rest of Athens. The majority of the demand in offices is remaining in the northern part of Attica, Marousi, Halandria, or North Kifisias Avenue, in CBD, and in the Sigurou Avenue, let's say just a few hundred meters from the fixed metro station. And also the Sigurou Avenue, who used to be a destination for office spaces, now is turning more to a hospitality avenue, having all the major brands located there, like Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, in the Continental, and so on and so forth. So we think that for the office development, there is space. There must be new developments that could create a demand in the specific area, and this is something to wait to come up. In the contrary, retail will see an increased change in the approach in the Athens Riviera. We have the Ellinikon project with three major projects, such as the shopping mall, the retail park, and the Galleria, the Marina Galleria, which totally changed the environment in the southern suburbs. For us, we are in the industry many years. The demand for a shopping mall in the southern suburbs was a prerequisite for many, many years. But the uses and the difficult to find the right plot didn't conclude to a successful, let's say, development of a shopping mall. Now, we are sure that we will see the same effect that we have shown with the development of the Mall of Athens at the Golden Hall in the northern suburbs. That means that the neighborhood areas and the neighborhood retail activities will see a structural change. And they will move more forward to a leisure component than it was until now the case. Concluding, we think that retail will remain strong in the area and will create complementary uses, while offices need a lot of improvement in order to be a destination for multinational companies or other companies that could, let's say, lease more than 5,000 to 6,000 square meters.
Thank you, Yannis. So, it has been highlighted that the Athens Riviera is emerging as a vibrant hospitality destination. Grivalia Hospitality is, of course, a key player in this field, having invested a lot in the area. One and only STCs is a few meters away from here, a landmark project. Mr. van der Winkel, can you provide your view on the impact of new hospitality projects in the area? What is their impact on the local and wider economic environment?
The hospitality industry is critical for development of a city, a town, a country. The hospitality is not just about food, it's not just about drinks, it's also about lodges, hotels, but more so about training team members and creating an ambiance whereby visitors to a country would say, I have to go there. Not I want to go there, I have to go there. And we have seen of late in the Athens Riviera area that we are really right on track in developing that momentum. And not only by building the one and only and the 91 Riviera membership club, whereby we have a ultra-luxury environment, likewise the Four Seasons, and we see that the development and the redevelopment of the austere marina as well as the Animos marina will contribute further to the overall positioning of the Athens Riviera. And needless to say that the Ellinikon development will add furthermore to that whole environment. What is for us critical in our industry to make it from a 6-month country into a 12-month country. We would like to see visitors coming to Greece also in October, also in January, February, and not just in Athens, but also in other parts of our country. But the Ellinikon project with the Hard Rock Hotel will provide that opportunity as an entry into that market. The MICE business, extremely important, the casino, the gaming industry, the entertainment side. In time to come, we will get there. But the first steps undertaken by Grivalia has been done with the one and only, and I hope you see each other tonight, all of you, whereby you can experience the superb service that we provide.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Bart. It is evident that the Athens Riviera is offering a diverse range of uses and infrastructure which can complement each other and produce this economic impact. Mrs. Dretta, Reds is highly invested in the area as well, particularly with the redevelopment of the Alimos Marina, which will also feature many complementary uses. While also recently you have expressed interest in participating in the tender process for the exploitation of the Activou Liagmenis. Could you please elaborate on the drivers behind Red's investment focus on the area as well on this type of assets?
Good morning, first of all. I would like to thank as well the organization of this wonderful event for the invitation. Since we've moved a bit the discussion to more tourism sector characteristic, I would like to start my comments with a more general note. As we know, Athens has changed a lot last 10 years, has started from a transit destination, has moved to a pure city break destination, and nowadays we have definitely already formed a new product, which is the Athens Riviera. This is a distinct product. Mr. Vasilikos probably will elaborate more on the issue, which is very specific and very distinct. Specifically regarding Alimos Marina, it is indeed a project that we have highly invested in. Our goal is to reposition it as a destination marina, because, of course, it is a city marina, it is the extension of the city, so we aspire to be a part of the everyday life of the city. We have the opportunity to address different audiences in our marina. We, of course, have the yacht owners that we will provide a secure, smart, and welcoming home port. We have, of course, the locals. They are a very important audience for us. We aspire that we will be a part of their everyday escape. We have, of course, these charter companies. Our marina is mainly a commercial marina, full service, easy access, close to Piraeus, close to the airport. And then, of course, the charter guests, offering them a state-of-the-art facilities. So that's the idea behind the infrastructure that we are investing in. We are very close to acquire necessary, all documents to proceed with the works, and we feel that it will add to the general upgrade and the wave that the Athens Riviera has formed.
Thank you very much. It is a very interesting project, and it is expected that it will have a strong impact in the area. It is becoming apparent that the Athens Riviera has a strong potential of becoming an integrated destination boasting a strong economic activity. However, I would like at this point to discuss also about other emerging opportunities in the area, but also about challenges that are encountered for its further development. Turning to you, Dimitris.
Yes, George.
Recent changes and legal challenges in the regulatory and licensing framework of the real estate market in Greece have caused some uncertainty. Some even speak that there is a significant drop in the number of transactions taking place recently. Would you like to elaborate on this matter, please?
Yes, George, indeed. The recent changes in the building licensing framework imposed by High Court's recent ruling on the abolition of the zoning bonuses that allowed building deviations in height, volume, and coefficient, together with the restrictions imposed in the off-plan development rights, have caused uncertainty and even in some cases have caused stagnation, I would say. On one hand, the codification, simplification of the urban zoning framework taken by the Ministry of Energy and Environment, together with the changes in the land book registry system, are steps in the right direction. However, it should speed up and accelerate the process in order not to lose critical momentum.
Thank you very much. I would like to turn now the discussion on a topic that may be considered rather provocative for the Athens Riviera. In the Riviera, the focus has largely been on the high-end segment, on the luxury segment. Given the dominance of high-end developments in the area, Yannis, do you see room for a broader market segmentation in the Riviera? And what type of products could be introduced in the market that would complement the existing offering?
It's a very good question, and it's difficult to answer, to be honest, because, as you said, Athens Riviera is actually promoted as a high-end destination with hotels like Astriviagmeni, like One and Only, and others to come in the Hellenicum project with brands that are coming for the first time in the Greek market. From the other side, though, you can see in the same area old hotels that needs a lot of renovation and that needs actually a good quality product, not especially in the high end, but also in the middle class, okay, in the middle class component. So I think this must be a combination between the two. And there is room for, let's say, good four-star hotels or for service apartments that could create another supply for not only the ultra or high net worth individuals, but for people that want to visit Athens and not to stay in the center where the majority of these complexes are present, but also to have the opportunity to sit by the beach and also gain of the opportunity to visit all these very nice restaurants and bars and, let's say, leisure components that this kind of business can be approached. Okay, so I think there is room, and there is room because we need to improve the current facilities, which are, as I said before, not in the same level as the new developments that are coming in the market. So there is a big discrepancy between the hotels in Glyfada, for example, non-branded and old, and the new developments that are coming, which create another demand than we have till now.
Thank you very much, Yannis. Would anyone else wish to further elaborate on this question?
I could add a point on the positioning of the Riviera. Apart from deciding the exact character or the exact positioning that we collectively choose for the Riviera, we must be sure that we are in a position to deliver the services that are described by the word luxury. Because generally speaking, not about the Riviera, generally speaking, it is a term that is probably overused in Greece, and not all cases can deliver the needed services, which is a problem for the country as a whole. I mean, it creates an idea, and it creates an identity about the country that affects real luxury. So that's my point.
Very interesting. Thank you for your perspective. Now turning the discussion to you, Bart. Would you like to comment on the investment prospects of the Athens Riviera hospitality market? Does interest from domestic and foreign investors remain strong? And what challenges, if so, what challenges do they face?
There's no doubt that Athens Riviera is still a very desirable cake to eat. So investors, domestic, international, do have a great appetite for the cake. Needless to say, we are still, as an area, relatively inexpensive when you compare it to London, Berlin, Paris. And yes, some of the apartments, quite a few, that have already been sold from a residential perspective in the Ernicon, in the tower, give a clear indication there's a growth opportunity. And investors realize that. So there's a decent yield to be made. But what is worth noting is that particularly when you go to residencies, where you go to properties like hotels, when it is branded, it is given that there is a premium. Of course, when you have a branded property, then at that moment you pay also the service charges as an owner or as an organizing company. But it has its benefits. In short, when you are an investor, you want to invest in Greece, definitely there are tremendous opportunities, also in particular on the Athens Riviera. And as a whole, as we have heard earlier, there is that appetite and there is that opportunity.
So the appetite is strong. Yannis, to you.
If I may add to Bart's comment, I agree totally. And you have to understand that, as we mentioned before, Athens Riviera is actually focused on hospitality and high hospitality. And what we've seen in the market, in the Greek market in the last years, is that the only product that is attractive for foreign institutional investors is hospitality. So we think that this is a very nice opportunity to create institutional products and to bring major investors to come to Greece and be part of this enhancement and improvement of the Athens Riviera environment.
Okay, thank you. Now moving to you, Mrs. Dretta. Given all your involvement also in marketing Greece, I would like to hear your perspective on this topic. What key steps are still needed to be made in order to advance projects like Alimos Marina, and how these steps can help unlock the full potential of the Athens Riviera as an integrated destination?
You mean as a whole, as a destination, as a product, as I mentioned earlier? I think the previous panel also elaborated on this question, so I would like to add probably a different approach that has to do with the need for synergies and cooperation in that kind of products as a whole, I mean, as a destination. As we know, it's not the tree, it is the forest. So there is no other way to achieve the goal than sitting on the same table and deciding, next steps. And that's a very difficult thing to do, much more difficult than regulation, than probably finance instruments, than whatever else. The most difficult thing and the most needed thing is cooperation, that all different players are seated on the same table and they're deciding the direction that they're working to. And when I mean players, of course, I mean the central government. They are regulating. Of course, I mean the regional government. They are the big players for that kind of projects. Of course, municipalities, with all those different characteristics. In our case, there are many municipalities as well, so many players. Of course, businesses. And we should not forget local communities. They are part of the decision process. They need to be engaged and they need to give their input because at the end of the day, they are an audience of the final product. So, of course, all other aspects like regulation or incentives or whatever else is of course needed, but my input on the issue is cooperation and synergies. We cannot do any step without knowing where we're going. In order to get the direction, we need to talk to each other.
Very challenging.
Very challenging.
Aligning among many stakeholders. As you very well said, the Athens Riviera is comprised of many municipalities, many voices as well, and many different objectives that have to be reached among them. So it is challenging, but necessary as well, in order to unlock the full potential of the Athens Riviera. Any remarks from any of the other speakers on this topic? Anyone want to add on this?
To complement what you were saying earlier, I think it's indeed essential that we are aligned as an Athens Riviera and indeed working with the different municipalities. And we are experienced it ourselves with the one and only and our 91 Athens Riviera membership club. 2 different municipalities, and yet we are next to each other. So it is important that we have an aligned approach towards what do we want to achieve and what is it that we need to do. But in addition to all, I would like to make 1 or 2 closing comments from my side.
Sure.
And that is in relation to hospitality. And hospitality is not just about logis, and it's not about the restaurants. It is also about our team members. Where do they live? It's also about our guests, where they need to be hospitalized. What kind of hospital facilities are we able to provide near today? And these are the elements that we need to start thinking about when we have this collaboration as a discussion. Because really in the long term, this is Miami for Europe. Athens Riviera will be the Miami for Europe. And with that, when you go to Miami, you have all these infrastructure facilities readily available. And we have some way to go in that respect. So, we're on the right track when it comes to the hospitality side. It's the backbone. That is something that we need to fix.
Sure.
May I add something that
Definitely.
I got
Very
inspiration
interesting point.
from what you said, that we should not forget that tourism is the projection of the life of locals. It's not something different. We're not building infrastructure, or we're not building services for tourism. It's the projection of the life of the locals. Has to do with traffic, has to do with hospitals, has to do with malls, it has to do with
the whole infrastructure.
The whole infrastructure. It is one thing.
Yeah,
It's not a
definitely.
ghetto. We're not in Greece, our product, they're not ghettos. Like, building a hotel and going nowhere else.
Yeah.
It is the projection of the life of locals.
So definitely there needs to be focus on developing infrastructure that will definitely be towards the direction of integrating the Athens Riviera in the Athens urban landscape. And of course, being part of the city is a part of the city, is not an isolated place. Definitely, I hear that. If there is any final remark from our participants,
Thank you.
I think we can close the discussion.
Yes.
I would like to thank you very much for
you.
your insights and forward-looking perspective. the Athens Riviera definitely has all the potential of becoming an integrated destination that will boast economic activity in the region, but also in Greece as a whole. Of course, it will combine a variety of uses that can function in a supplementary, complementary basis and further produce economic output. And thank you very much. I would like to thank you all for the discussion and all of you for being part in this discussion as well. Thank you.